All right, we're live. Sorry, I was just on a wine trip in Canada, and the
Where'd you
border
go?
to Niagara. The border was a mess, and also one producer said I promised only I'd give an hour, which I only gave. He kept trying to open more bottles for me. I said I gotta go.
Did
All
you
right,
did you go to Two Sisters?
I've tasted the wines before, but
Yeah.
did not go. Well,
Yeah.
hello,
No.
shirt. Matt, what says shirt is red? Oh, shirt is red. Good to see everybody here. Let's see if I can turn up the let's see here. Get it a little bit brighter in here. Well, we got a newbie, Ken here. So thanks everybody for being on. Does Alex has the link, right? Oh, guys, Gustavo and Alex, you got to go to the homepage, the homepage of my channel, posts under Grand Reserve. There will be just scroll down 2 posts. The link will be there. It's the only one there. So, birthday wines. I'm excited. My birthday's in a few days. Uh,
Oh,
and then I head to Oregon for a sparkling wine festival. So you're gonna see some content
happy
on.
birth happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Let's see what we got here. Thanks everybody for being and hi Dina from Chablis. I was just with some Chateau La Roche actually in Canada. They were there. Marco, what do you what do we got here? What's everyone got here?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Good. So I have a win for you for your birthday.
Okay, what we got here? Some Von June, I hope not. Hold on. Hold on. Ooh, a Charvin Châteauneuf-du-Pape 2016 great vintage. Love that wine.
That's because birthday present should be a special bottle, right, for the person who receives it. And I think this is somehow special because I bought it because you mentioned it in your show. You visited the place, you talked highly about this producer. So I went out and I bottled a case of it. So I think the idea is that my toast for you as for your birthday is that all your recommendations could be as powerful and successful that every time you recommend a wine, every one of your subscribers buys a case.
Well, now I'm nervous. Now I'm nervous. Okay, let's see. Let's go down the line here and see what everybody's got. Kenny, what do you got there? Kenny, you there? I don't think I can hear you. Go ahead, Kenny, you there? Kenny's a little frozen. Let's go, Chris. Chris, what did you bring?
Well, I'm trying to decide between two, but so far, Basilicato Rosé. I mean,
Okay.
That's good.
Ato. Supposedly, they said there was Alianico. Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Luca, what do you got there?
Thinking of birthday wines, I got a wine from my birth year. So
Okay.
because it's probably like a special guest, like from 1998, a Barolo.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Apollo Conterno. What's the year on that?
1998.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
It's an old gentleman. It's very special, especially for non-wine people when you can bring like a bottle from their from the Sanitas as the year they're born. So
Yeah.
I thought I have like 4 of these. Like I need to check if they're still good. So like, okay, let's open this one right now.
Let's see. Let's go. We got a newbie on the call. Ken, nice, nice to be. Welcome to the club here. What do you got for us?
Yeah, in 2 weeks today, actually, ironically, it's my birthday. For this year, I wanted to choose a Braza from Palmaz.
Oh, well, show that again. I have no idea what that wine is.
So Palmaz, they have a club kind of like it's like a club of wine. I really enjoy them a lot, and I enjoy a lot of club wine. So it's Argentinian based. It's in the Napa Valley area, and it's really good. And plan to have like a braza for my birthday in 2 weeks. So
Oh, happy birthday, fellow Leo. Happy birthday, fellow Leo. Kenny, what do you got here? Oh, this is gonna be a fun call, man. We got some bangers. Kenny, what do you got here? Kenny's still a little bit frozen. Unfortunately. Hold on. When you get the audio, we'll get you on. Gustavo, what do you got for us?
Hello.
Hello.
Long time no see.
Yes.
I have the Primitivo.
Ooh. I don't know who that. Oh, by Kopi. By Kopi. I was there a few years ago. Okay.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Hold on one sec here. What happened to my... Okay. I don't know who's took over the screen here. Let's see here. I think... Hold on. I got to... Sorry, I got all... Oh, there we go. Okay. Let's start opening. I think because Kenny is having some problems. Let's... So... I was rushing here. Literally, I just pulled in the driveway. All my stuff is still in the car because I wanted to get in the car. I felt bad for having you guys late. I was choosing between two. I wanted to open a Radicon 2001 because I got that as a gift from the wife when I was there, but I cannot find it in the cellar. So I had another bottle I wanted to open. I've been wanting to open. This was given to me as a gift. And you Italians, you guys will definitely know. We've got, let's see here, Marissa Cuomo. This is the Fuore Riserva. So this is his top red wine, 2020 from the Amalfi Coast. Marissa Cuomo, one of kind of the icons of Italy. This is not a cheap wine by any stretch of the imagination, based on Aglianico. So we will see. Let's see. Who wants to? Well, Gustavo's kind of hidden right now. I know Kenny's trying to work out some tech. Alexander, the link is on the. Go to the homepage on the posts, and it's the second post down. It's. Hold on. I gotta type this for him while we all get our wines prepped. Okay. Let's see here. Who wants to pop something open first? Who's got something who's got it open and drinking already? Let's go.
Mine is already.
Okay, we got the birth year Barolo from 98. What tell us a little bit about this wine? Why you it's your birth year, so why you chose it?
Because I got the chance for it. Like I don't know this producer, it's hard to keep track of every Barolo producer and everything. But I thought, Barolo ages, so it's probably one of the wines that's gonna be at least not dead. Okay, it's pretty old, but cellaring was good because it's bought it from a place I trust, and I don't know. I don't not too much into like very old Barolo. I like it more on like the 20 years side. I never tried the top producer. Maybe those can age for like 50 years, still be fresh and have a little bit of fruit left. Actually, already drank it with a friend before because I wanted to share it with someone in real life, and it's pretty good. Like I'm gonna say it's like outstanding, but it's a good wine. And I have a carafe here because we both thought it needed a bit of a variation. So me and my friend, and
did you open it? Did you open it earlier today or yesterday?
No, I opened it today, like 5 hours ago, more or less.
Okay.
It's like a little bit chilled in the fridge.
I'll ask everybody here. Do you guys because I actually have been not charmed with my old Barolos in the cellar lately that I've been opening. I do have some top producers. Everybody here like aged Barolo. I actually prefer to drink Barolo a little bit younger, the way they're made nowadays. I don't know what anybody can talk. Anybody have any opinions on that?
I haven't had aged Barolo. Probably the oldest probably is 2011. So, but like stuff that's like even 90s is like I haven't like. I mean, I've got stuff from.
It really depends on the producer, I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Marco. I know you've got probably plenty of experience with.
I mean, of course, we know that there are two schools of Barolo productions, right? The traditional school with big oak and pretty heavy extraction, and the new school with barriques and a bit lighter extraction. So I think the new Barolos, the Eliotares and the Ratti, are for younger. They're ready when they're released. So they already have to be released after 5 years because of the OCG. But when they are released, they're already good. I would take like a Mascarello or a Capellano. I would give them at least 4, 5, 6 years in the bottle, at least, before you drink it. Because again, old wood is takes a bit more from the tannins to to polymerize and to soften up.
Let's I agree. Alex and Kenny, since you guys are there, then we'll go back to Luca. Alex, what did you bring?
Yeah, hi together. Today I bring one like special survivor wine from the AR. And Konstantin Baum dropped a video with extreme wines, and this is extreme wine in sense of price. This is a Grand Cru for like from Adenauer, Burgunder GG 22, like one of the lowest GGs from the VDP in Germany, like $35 only. I had a few years ago the 19. It was blew me away for the price point, and then I hardly find, but I find one bottle more, and I buy 220. And today I like to open up.
Okay,
and it's a survivor wine because 2021 was the catastrophic flood in the R. I don't know, like 40 people died or something.
Yep.
And this wine actually survived in a barrel, and like they rescued it, and they was able to develop it and put it in a bottle.
What we'll come back to you on that. That's that was kind of tragic. Kenny, what do you got there? You got your tech going on. What'd you bring? Oh, Kenny froze up on us again.
Oh.
Okay, hold on. When you get straight, Kenny, just chat and raise your hand, because I know that you brought good stuff, so I'm excited. Luca, keep going on your wine. We talked about Barolo. You like it? You don't? You said you're not as impressed.
I like this. Is definitely like a bit on the downslope. I feel on ageability. Like maybe 5 years ago we're gonna be better. And to me, like with aged wines, it seems most of the times, except for like those fortified wines or sweet wines that to me are like the best wines to age, is like people are scared of tannins so much that like, oh no, you need to age this because you can handle some tannin, like grow up. Let's be real, like you can still enjoy a wine if it's tannic, have some food, and people tend to age wine because they're afraid of tannins. But this is it's still pretty good. Some VA, it does definitely have some like volatile acidity that kind of helps because it's a bit muted right now, and it's not that powerful thing like fall leaves, lots of leather. The texture is very nice. It's a very nice one, and also for being like from the last century, it's still 14.5%, which is it was pretty rare, if I remember correctly. From those years, I've got like this elevated alcohol, so it's probably like wouldn't be a great vintage back then because everything was about alcohol and power. But right now, the great vintages for me of Barolo are the cooler ones. Like people rave about the 2016. To me, is a bit too powerful. I much prefer the 2019, for example, which was a bit cooler, less structured wines, more approachable. But this stood up the test of time. This is a very good wine, but I think it just scratches great. It's not like an amazing wine. It's very good.
That's what happens with old bottles. I want to see if Kenny, can we hear you now? Kenny's still playing around, I think, trying to get the tech right. Gustav. Oh, I heard you. Can we hear you? Oh no, it's still kind of going back. Oh, Kenny, you there? Can we hear you? I don't know what's going. Well, let's go to Gustavo then. Gustavo, how's the Primitivo showing?
Yes. Unlike the Zinfandel from California, this Primitivo is 13% of alcohol, so it's pretty nice. It's not that strong. It doesn't hit you hard at the beginning. It's perfect for a barbecue. Right now, I'm not drinking it with anything, but I just feel it's jammy, but not that jammy. A little bit of racing. It is a $25 bottle, so it's pretty affordable. But the main thing is that for a Sunday afternoon, it's not something that hits you hard, and to drink something jammy at 4 p.m. is perfect. So I'm quite enjoying it.
That's not their top wine. Their top wine is Senatore, I think, the Primitivo, if I believe, right? That's that's a nice, moderately priced Primitivo, right? If I remember right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Chris, go ahead. Keep going, Gustavo.
No, that was about it. So it's very affordable, but I would like to say it is a comfortable wine for a Sunday afternoon. So it's drinking nicely.
Chris, what about your bad boy, your rosé?
It's decent. It's pretty decent. I mean, there's not like as much structure as it is. It was fine. I wouldn't. How much I paid, but it wasn't. I mean, from what I get, it's like moderate tannin, like it's not in your face. So it's more, and like, I guess, I don't know. It's like, okay. It's just hard to describe right now.
No, give it some air, and then we'll come back to you here. Just because you just Coravend it. I saw Alex Coravend his his Spätburgunder on. Oh, and I see the facial expression, so that means good.
It's great. It's really a banger, and the time rating was really worth it. The breath, the air comes up, and now it's changed. It's really.
Everybody, put there in the main chat. Put your wine in there too, so everybody else can see, because it's quite. I think it's interesting for people to see. What? Why do you find it so exciting? You're the only one here so far that's got it. That's getting excited, I think.
Really?
Yeah. That we went
It's really
through.
exciting. It's not this. It's really I love the taste from the R, and the R have it's a GG, like großes Gewächs, and the specialist is really, I think, one of the smallest area in terms of vineyards in Germany. And like in Burgundy, you have like 1.5% of the Grand Crus. Okay,
Yes.
that's a little different level, but in the R, there are like 40% of the vineyards are the großes Gewächs, because they really put the effort in the vineyard, and so the quality you hardly find supermarket wines or something from this area, and the quality is really good, and this is so concentrated. First, it was a little like toasted, roasted, and black currant, a little wild strawberry, and now it's changed a little more jammy. Now the wild strawberries come in front from the juice, and it's so soft and silk, the tannins and the acidity. It's so balanced. It's great, and the finish is really long, and you have this like fallout leaves earthiness. It's really a great Pinot. I can strongly recommend you guys try from the R.
Oh, the
And this
R's,
is not
the
the
R's.
best from this producer, and this is even not the best producer. And the quality is really, for this price point, really great.
For me, the R is more beautiful than the Mosel. The R is spectacular. Oh, really spectacular. Ken,
Yes.
what?
Thank you.
Let's see. You're a fellow Leo guy. What? How's your wine showing? And what year was that, by the way?
This one is a 2021. I purchased about 6 of them a couple months ago, and the reason why I have all the vintages all the way back to 2013, but I'm bringing a bunch of folks over in a couple, in 2 weeks. So I wanted to at least test one out with everybody, and I'm going to use the other 5 over there. But Brazza is really kind of good. I like the Argentinian kind of steaks, and that's where we're gonna have a bunch of steaks and different kind of charcuteries to start with. And I think this particular one with some nice tannins, it's soft. We're just it's really good. It's, yes, it has a little bit high alcohol. It probably lasts 10 15 years. I've even tried 2002 these Brazzas, and they just hold up really good. And yeah,
what does the fruit say on the front? Is it Luan de Cujo, or does it say Vajaduco? Does it say on the back or the front, or maybe where the fruit's from?
These are cabs, 75, 25 Merlot, but no.
If there's a sub appellation, I'm just interested. If not, it's not a big deal. But looks
it's
like
in Napa. It's this one.
Oh, sorry. For some reason, I thought you were saying it was in Argentina. I'm sorry.
No, it's an Argentinian family who started this particular winery 25 plus years ago in Napa. But it's it's basically a club wine.
Okay.
But I'm sure you heard of Palmas.
Yes.
Yeah, so I really like their club wines. They have several club wines that are just really something I've really gravitated to, and I've been a member for about 6 years.
Okay.
It's a nice.
Is it a bigger style Napa or kind of more elegant?
In the beginning, this one's a little bigger style. The ones from 2018, 16, and 17 were more elegant, really soft like that. But I just don't have I don't have 4 or 5 of them bottles to share in 2 weeks, so that's why I wanted to, at least open this one, But they're fantastic. More elegant. I think they'd really do it right. And I think that of all the wineries I've been to, a bunch of them, and I'm sure you have also as well. It's just really high tech, and I really like what they do over there with some of these wines. If you could ever get a chance to see their wines and how they really take and really curate those wines, it's just really cool. I really enjoyed it, and also just the whole array. And what's neat also about them, they also do they have their own meats and stuff like that. So I sometimes get some of their meats, and it's great.
Ooh, that's what I'm interested in. Marco, my palate's reputation's on the line with a Charvin 16. How is that bad boy showing?
It's a great wine. It's a great wine. It's it's stemmy. It's very stemmy.
He uses. I think he uses all stem. I uses all stems.
Yeah, so you can definitely, not smell it, but definitely taste the sort of astringency that is a bit unusual for the Châteauneuf. Normally, it's a bit rounder, fatter. This one is a layer of grip that is unusual for me, at least for a Châteauneuf, and it's also a bit lighter. And so this probably because of the stems, they press less, and so the juice is lighter. And so it's a wine that I think it's hard to blind taste and guess, because it's not, I think, very typical, but it's delicious. And it's 2016, so it has like 9 years. It's showing beautiful now. It's not a Châteauneuf for people who want like a big wine. It's a Châteauneuf with elegance. It's a very nice wine. I don't have a lot of experience with this producer. I don't know the soil very well, but I expect that it's not on the pebbles, but more on
sand.
like
he's getting Grenache.
Yeah, sand. Yeah. So it's probably white. It's probably lighter soil as well. So it's not as concentrated as the classics, the Bocastels or it's more like Rayas style, maybe.
A little cleaner than Ryas. Ryas can get a little funky
Yeah.
sometimes, but
Yeah.
I will go back to everybody else here, especially Chris, because I know he was just kind of tasting. I was really looking forward to opening my Radicon 01 because I have one bottle up, but I cannot find it, and I just got in. I literally like I said, I pulled in, ran downstairs, closed it in the car. But this, I have to say, the Marissa Cuomo. So a lot of you Italian wine fans will probably know from the Amalfi Coast, one of the iconic kind of producers,
Never
kind of
tasted them. I know it.
yeah, the cult producer. They make the Florida regular. They make the white, and this is the Reserva. So this runs in the U.S. about 150 bucks.
Honestly, never heard of it.
It's a pretty culty producer, and a lot of it's sold on the Amalfi Coast. It was served at the White House. He's pretty proud of. I got this bottle when I spent a whole day with him a couple years ago. Even though my Italian's just very little, and his English is even worse. But we managed somehow. We managed.
That's the thing. You go to these small areas, and it's like, you're like, all right, they're like native Italian thing, like
accent thing, even
even
different from Italian.
Yes, yeah, they actually in combined it is. But this is Aglianico and Piedirosso. I have to say, this thing is still a baby. I am opening. Yeah, but this was something that I really wanted to open. It's dense. You get like a lot of coffee and the smoke. You get like I really crave smoke in Aglianico. I really and a little bit of black olive, like blackberries, black cherry, a little bit of tar. And it's so, for being a generous wine, this is 14% alcohol. It's pretty plush big. The tannins are pretty under control and ripe, but Aglianico has the tannins are really smoky, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it has so much acidity. I mean, this thing, I want just a big plate of pasta with tomato sauce and basil, and maybe I put some chili flakes on top of it. I could eat a whole plate. I think I have some, okay, you guys are going to turn your nose at me. We're all foodies here. One of my guilty pleasures that I like in food, and I'll never go away, is I do like frozen pizzas if they're good once in a while. I know like some people like McDonald's ham. I have a cauliflower crust pizza that I might throw in the oven and pair with this because I haven't eaten today. So this is pretty serious wine. I don't know, has anybody else tasted this? I know probably I'm guessing Lucas tasted it. Maybe Marcos tasted it. Is anybody Chris said he's never heard of Marissa Cuomo before. Has anybody else not heard of them before?
I think I tasted their white wine, maybe.
Okay.
Some time ago. Wasn't that in one of your videos? The same producer.
Yeah. Yep. I put their Village wine. He has a basic, a Village, and some Reservas. These wines get pretty expensive because it's the Amalfi Coast.
I love Aglianico, but it's once in a while wine for me. Mm-hmm. It's I refer to it almost like incense wine.
Yeah.
Like church incense, like very smoky, very balsamic. Very powerful wine, and sometimes I'm craving more fruity wines, like on that side. But Aglianico always gives, and it ages so well. Like I had a 2016 last month of Taurasi Reserva, and it was still like no thirsty character whatsoever, like so young still. So
let's Chris, let's go down because I wanted to get back to you. You didn't get a chance to describe.
I tried it, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't a fan, so I switched.
Oh, so you weren't a fan of the wine? What did you?
I switched to my Tinta Pesquera.
Oh, Ribera del Duero.
Yeah. So my first, I'd say, like introduction to where I'm like, I started liking wine was in Spain, particularly Rioja, with I can tell you the La Rioja the Vignon Danza,
Yeah, Viña Ardanza
the
from La
one
Rioja.
that has the like blue label.
Great wine.
Yeah, and I was like, yep, that's it.
So how's the Pasquero right there? How is it?
Oh, I love it. It's like I think if I remember right, it's 100. Yeah, it's 100% Tempranillo. So I always like. To me, I always get these. Like you mentioned pizza, I always get those like black olive notes that you find on like those cheap ones on pizzas.
Mhm.
And then it's like really like the coffee stuff and just all the like fact that it's like really high acid too.
That's a great way to describe it. I'm going to come down. I'm trying to get Kenny on here. Kenny, I think, is having tech problems. Yes, because I bet you Kenny's got a sick wine. I'm guessing he's got something sick. Alex, how is the Pinot Noir coming along?
I'm still speechless. It's really good. It's so I like it. It's so smooth, silky, really concentrated. The fruit, the herbs. I think it's like clove or something. And the finish is so long, and I still enjoy it. So I wish you guys could try this.
Me too. We wish that German Pinots were more readily available. That's the that's the crappy thing. In my cellar, I don't think I even have any, to be honest. I don't have any. I got some Rieslings, but that's about it.
Okay.
Let's go down. Let's go, Marco and Ken. I want to see that. The R Spätburgunder is different. I think it's quite different than other parts of Germany. I don't even know that producer that well. I've only tasted a handful of their wines.
Okay.
But you said that's pretty.
Some they say like from the Pinot. Okay, now in Rheingau something else has some great. Some they swear to the Kaiserstuhl in Baden.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this unique style from the R. It's I don't know in which terroir and where you can get similar wine like this, and then if you go there and then you see a landscape like this.
Oh
like
yeah, hold on. I'm gonna bring you on here. Yeah, the R's. I've been to that exact spot.
And this is not the most.
No, it's not the most steep. Sometimes they can go to like 90 degrees.
Yeah, like more than this. This is the Rosen, and this is where the wine comes from.
That's crazy, man. Kenny's finally on. I think I saw him moving. Kenny, hey,
Yeah.
Well, what do you got? Woo-hoo. Wait, that is a Bourgogne from who?
Loire.
Oh,
Loire.
Do have a Loire. Whoa!
It's the domain bottling, or not the domain, the negociant bottle. It's the Bourgogne level, 2015.
What are those run at in the U.S. now? Oh, Kenny froze up. I want to hear about the Loire. Oh my goodness, he's got a treasure and he's freezing up on us. He's teasing us. Let's go. Kenny, there we go. Try again. Can we still hear you now? Because I want to know about that bottle.
He's still. All
right, Kenny, type it in the chat what the bottling actually is, and I'm interested in the price. I want to know what that price is here in the U.S. Before I go to Marco, I want to see Ken's Cabernet. So I was mistaken. I'm sorry. I was thinking the whole time it was Argentinian. I was like, I don't know that producer at all. But I don't know that producer. There's a lot of small producers in Napa. I don't know, so I don't know them well. How is that bad boy coming along?
It is getting better every minute, and it's fantastic. Even though it's young, I typically hold out a little bit more. But like I said, I'm going to open up 4 or 5 of these bottles. I don't want to open up the other ones, But it's tasting great. It's a very stable, nice tannin, soft. It is a lot of really deep berries. It's ridiculous.
Do you know if that's mountain fruit or if it's on the valley floor? Do you know, since you're a club member?
Yeah, it's more it's a little bit the valley area. Yes,
so it's a little bit higher.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So they start about I know this was just released a year and a half ago for 135, and they every year they go up $15-$20 up to whatever But it's really just I really like different. I love obviously many different ones. I've been into a lot of club wines lately and just try to do something different, that may not be out there. But yeah, they taste great and smooth. And you're gonna, you maybe have to decant a little bit because it is a little bit bigger versus some of these old world wines, the ones I have. But I've learned. I live in St. Pete, Florida. A lot of folks don't really like some of these old world wines. I do. I enjoy it, but wanted to just they don't understand it, and these enjoy. So I try to kind of meet them. But if it's just my wife and I, definitely we hit hard a lot of the French and Spanish wines for sure. But it's, yeah.
And nice to have a new face here on the call. Thank you. It's really good. I'm gonna go before Marco. I want to go down to Gustavo. He's got like the cheap and cheerful Primitivo. You have to unmute yourself, Gustavo.
Yes.
So what? Like, how's that? Is that thing now? So these basic Primitivos sometimes they can smell great, but on the palate they can lack complexity.
Yes.
For me, but how's that coming along?
I was just gonna say that that in the nose, like I said before, it is pretty attractive, pretty jammy. You can say that it's gonna be like a little bit of complex wine, but when you taste it, it's not that complex at all. In fact, it is a little bit flat. It is a wine that I will label an everyday wine for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Nothing that complex over here. But on the other hand, it is a fun wine. It is something that I will drink at the end of a stressful day. At the 2 or 3 glasses and that's it. But like you said, it is not that complex.
You look like you've trimmed down a little bit, actually, too. You're losing weight on us. You got to drink some more wine, I think, Gustavo.
Excuse me?
You look like you're trimming down a little bit, getting a little bit thinner. We got to stuff you with some more wine and food.
Yes. Yes. That's right.
Matt, you're behaving like an Italian grandma.
Oh, really?
That must be it.
Luca, how's we'll go to Chris. How is the Barolo? Just now, here's the thing. I'm bringing this up because actually, Luca, I'm sorry, you're Italian. I know Marco's Italian here. I am falling a little bit out of love with aged Barolos lately, aged Nebbiolo in general. When I open them, sometimes they become pretty oxidized. The fruit can fall apart. I'm just left with tannin. I'm a pro Sangiovese guy with its approachability. But how is this coming along? Is it falling apart or is it?
To me, like I think this is a very good view on how Barolo was made. Like very tiny, very abstracted. It's very big, like powerful. But even like the events I've been going lately. There aren't many producers that are doing that, anymore. They're very pretty, very floral. Tannins are very well managed. They're understanding how you need to change sometimes. You need to go for a new and the Langhe Nebbiolo is always great. Like some Langhe Nebbiolos to me are more enjoyable than Barolos that are like very tannic and powerful. And this is well aged, but it is there's a lot of tannin. So I brought some water because otherwise it would be a bit tough for me. And also like for Alex, I actually have a Spät Burgunder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually bought it because I go to Munich probably 3 times.
Show that up. Does Alex? Do you know that wine? I don't know that producer. Do you know this?
Is from Baden.
Selve?
Yeah.
This is from Baden.
I know this producer.
This is like their, I don't know, maybe like Erstlage or something like that. It's not really on the label, but it should be. And also some filtered. I really love Pinots that are unfiltered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like every time I try something that is a bit more, add that rusticity and flavor, which I really enjoy. And Germans are like I've been doing like a hands-off style wine like very well. In my
Very
opinion.
well.
Yeah,
Very well.
like there are some it's like the Clemensbusch, the reason for the Mosel.
Yes, great.
Yeah, he does like some oxidative stuff with the mask that has like that nutty feel, and I'm always impressed by German winemakers in trying to let things do itself and succeeding in it. But to come back to the Barolo, this is very sick. Like when you drink it before, it has like that very sexy mouthfeel, or like on the front panel of Sangiovese. That very plush and coating, maybe from like a Brunello. I would say it's not very Barolo-like. Maybe it's the age, maybe it's the vintage. I don't know, but very enjoyable. Still, like there's a pretty big amount of volatility, in my opinion, but it's not like too distracting or off-putting. It brings like some kind of fruitiness to the aroma, which I enjoy. But definitely, like even this sold, this here lots of tannin. This is a food wine, in my opinion, and I wouldn't, don't to go out of your way to buy something this old.
But it's you can taste it. But Marco, I'm interested in the Charvin. I want to go back to what you guys were giving the German love fest here. Alex, you'll like this. I did a blind tasting of one producer, Ortswein, Ortswein, Erstelager, Grosses Gewachs, Riesling, to see blind tasting. And it's one producer, very famous. You'll know them when they come up. I'm not going to spoil the video. But I took my friends to visit them when we were judging Mundus Vini. They're international judges. One's from Italy, actually, Luca. One's from Milan. And one's from Portugal, makes wine in Portugal. And they were so impressed. And they're just, and my Portuguese friend was just like, man, these German whites, they're just so precise. I just love them. They're so laser-like. They're really. That's why I love German Riesling. That I just brought a Wittmann Erstelager to. Like I said, I'm working at a shop part time. One guy that's been there, he's been there for 40 years, and he put his nose in it. And I said, "What do you think?" And he knows wine, but obviously, white people can know wine, but they don't always drink high-end Rieslings. And he looked up at me, and he was just like, "That's complex as hell." So,
do you remember the vineyard of the Wittmann? Because I probably have that one in my cellar.
I think it's Westhofener.
I have that one in cellar, 2023.
Yeah. Oh, I was a 22. I gave him. Marco, I want to know how that Charvin is coming along, actually, because this is you're right. It's a particular style Châteauneuf-du-Pape. Not everyone's going to like it. More Grenache driven, more lighter, but yet stemmy. So it's not like a fruit. Like, how do you like it? How's it coming along?
It's a fantastic wine. I bought a case of different vintages. Mm-hmm. So this is 2016. I have a mix of 2000, 2006, 2010, 2016. So I'm curious to taste the other bottles. This is the newest of the lot. So it's the youngest of the lot, and I'm drinking it first just because I know that you prefer Châteauneuf's on the younger side.
Yeah, and 16 is one of my favorite vintages of.
Yeah, so I decided to pop this one for just because.
So you're doing you're doing the Somme blind tasting challenge. What would you pair this style of Châteauneuf with? Because a lot of people think lamb meats humongous. What are you going to pair it with?
I'm doing the blind tasting, so as I said, I would struggle to identify this wine, but as a pairing, maybe I think, maybe something with. Because of it's still very, very fresh and has a bit of herbal notes and it's very fresh on the attack. So something like melanzana alla parmigiana.
Oh, I am
aubergine parmigiana. So aubergine with cheese in the oven and tomato. So it's a pretty, thick and oily dish. So this one has 15% alcohol, so you don't want anything spicy with it. You don't want any steak. You don't want any pepper because it would just burn your mouth. So you want something a bit on the softer side. And so, yeah, why not? Melanzane alla parmigiana.
Ken, what meat are you going to make with that? I know you said you're going to make some neat meats later and open some of those bottles. What kind of meat are you going to do? And please tell me you're cooking it. How well are you cooking it? Are you
No, we're gonna keep it. No, we're not gonna kill it again.
Okay.
We're gonna use a little bit of adobo, a lot of different kind of spices in Central and South America. We have a big 48-inch grill, and there'll be about 9 of us, 10 of us over there. We're just gonna be like churrasco, some beef ribs. We're gonna have say sausages, and it's just a couple nice steaks. We're going to start curing the meats about 4 or 5 days beforehand, and low and slow, and enjoy life.
Well, it sounds like you know what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
If I was in Florida, I'd be coming on over. I don't eat a lot of meat these days, but if somebody's good on the grill, I'm there.
I love it. Absolutely.
Now about that wine? So I'm curious about your thoughts. Me with Napa, like some of our European friends, they don't get a chance to taste Napa as much as like Napa to me. Sometimes they can become too fruity. I want nuance. There's very few producers I think that make the wines young that have nuance. Does this have some more complexity in it, or right now is it still more primary fruit?
This one's still primary fruit. If it was just my wife and I and not open a lot of bottles, I'd probably do the 16s and 17s. That'll be more of a nuance that we're talking about, different, But the fruitiness is actually less, and I don't like it bold, hit your head.
Yeah.
But I like it just to kind of go down. But I think that's where I think some of the brasas are a little bit different. But yes, it's more complex. I could see where this is going to go in a couple years, and I've been kind of taking them, and I like. For this party, I'm going to open them up, but if not, I usually buy 3 and I throw a couple, and just sell it, cellar it for a while, But yes, it's something I'm very also skittish about. Some of those. I'm big into Italian wines, the Sangiovese, the Chiantis and stuff like that. But it wouldn't be apropos for what we're looking to try to do an asado, and that's what I'm going to do, So yeah.
So, there's a conversation going in the side chat here between Gustavo and Chris, because Chris has got a wine and Gustavo said that's one of the reasons he got in the wine was the Pesquera. You two want to elaborate on that? How is it coming along?
Oh, it's so good. It's all that classic, like that vanilla. There's cherry. Like I said, that like black olive, and now it gets a plum. Like it's one that if I see it, I'll buy it. It's just
that's just the standard Roberto. What's the price on that these days? What is it? $35? I don't even know what the price is on that these days. I haven't seen it on retail shelf in a while. What's the retail?
Let me see
And I wanted, because while you look it up, Gustavo said that's the wine that got you into wine.
Yes, that is one of the wines that got me into wine, because it is just an elegant wine. I think that the Crianza, it should be like at $25. I don't know, Chris, if that's accurate.
I think so, like 20 or.
And it was a wine that I started with, and I'm just immediately fell in love with it, because it is, first of all, it is an affordable wine, but it is a complex wine, and it's an elegant wine, and you can pair it up with almost anything, and that's why I loved it. But Matt, I just had a question about the Primitivo, because I compare it with a hamburger, right? Like a grilled meat.
Yeah.
What else would you pair a Zinfandel or a Primitivo with?
Well, I'd like to open that up to the rest of the guys here, because everybody here, we're gonna go up and down, because everyone does. So, like for me, to be honest, I'm not drinking Primitivo all that often. If I'm
Okay.
gonna drink some Zins, I'll drink something from Ridge or something, like kind of high end, and that's what it's like meat or it's by itself because there's so much fruit and plus. Just I think hamburger's a good choice. Anybody else on anybody? Luca, Ken, any Chris, Alex, anybody, Marco, even? Do you guys have any suggestions what you would pair like big time Primitivos with besides meat? I mean, that's like the standard pairing.
Depends. Maybe like something with like slightly aged cheese, but with
Okay.
some like vegetables, like pickled vegetables as well, because you needed the acidity. Otherwise, your tire palates too much with the cheese and the primitivo. The flavor go well, but otherwise, but you still have this very powerful thing in your mouth that you need to wash out. Be like some pickled vegetables or something with acidity or freshness. So maybe there could be like like a piece of toasted bread with some like a slightly melted cheese, but also some like grilled vegetables on top. Maybe would work. But uh, in Italy, Primitivo is usually like an aperitif wine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
really a food like a dinner wine. So maybe something like some tapas, maybe something like that could work. But I'm not that experienced as well.
It's a bit the times I go, it's I go and they show them and some can be impressive when made well, but it's like we're eating a full on big meal, so it's like it's just typical meat and big pastas. That's kind of my anybody else? I see Marco,
what
maybe
you-
Ken. Anybody else have any suggestions for Primitivo besides pasta or Zinfandel besides meat?
Yeah,
I mean,
See,
maybe
the problem for me with Primitivo is that at least the wine from Puglia, they the big ones, the Polvanera, they have 16, 17 degrees, and they're fantastic wines on their own. But they sometimes they even have residual sugar at 17 degrees. So it's like it's a mouthful. It's like it's a port almost. So yeah. So
Okay.
you want to, I don't know, you want to have something that is, yeah, maybe hard cheeses, something like that, pecorino cheeses, stuff like that would work well for me. But again, it's a very tough wine to pair because it's just too big. Port at least has some sweetness. The Primitivo is like a port without the sugar, so it's like wow.
Ken,
And here in Malta it's 40 degrees, so we don't.
yeah, you're not.
Maltese, for some reason, Maltese people, they love Primitivo. They drink Primitivo all the time, so it's very popular here. I don't know why. It's 40 degrees today, literally.
Everybody. Well, I'm gonna go to Ken first because he wanted to say something. But the joke is, around the world, when it comes to Italian, everybody talks about Barolo, but they drink Primitivo. That's kind of like the joke because of budget. Go ahead, Ken. You had a suggestion.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that'd be really hard. I think you need to have those proteins, those out there. It'd be hard to do with pasta. I know I've had some chicken with Primitivos, but we actually layer it with some sauces over there to try to kind of cut it a little bit. But really, quite honestly, the meal of choice is in some of the charcuterie, some of the meats, or actually some of the steaks that we're talking about. It is what it is, and that's where I don't want to challenge it, with things. Just as if you get some high acid white wines, you don't want to put it with some other things. It's just it stays in its lane, and I think if you keep it in its lane, it's going to work out. It's
anybody else, Chris or Alex? I mean, Alex, in Germany, there's a lot of Primitivo. It's a huge market for Primitivo. Germany and the Nordic countries.
Yeah, but actually, don't buy them. I don't know. As I told one time, it was like maybe I need to go into it because the pizza deliveries service or something, they bring you, if you deliver like more than 20 euro, a bottle of Primitivo. So you can imagine it's a Primitivo like 2 or 3 euro.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Maybe I need to try the serious one.
There are some good ones out there. I have to be honest. When they're done well, they can smell like Bordeaux because it takes oak so well. Not on taste, on
the smell.
But the smell because it takes new oak really well. Kenny, are you? Do we got you now? Can we hear a little bit about the Loire? Can we hear? Can we hear you? What's the tasting like?
Yeah, it's It's got pretty nice mouthfeel and pretty good balance.
What is the basic? What is the Loire Bourgogne going
Yeah.
for now? 'Cause, I mean, Loire can be ridiculously expensive. What is that Negoce wine going for? Do you know? Oh, I think we got a delay for him. Okay.
Last time I tasted it was about 200.
Oh, for the Negoce. I've never.
If it's the base Leroy, yes.
Yeah.
And I think the fruit comes from, actually, of all places, Meursault.
Oh, really?
So it's red. It's red. It's Pinot from Meursault, actually.
So it's a bigger.
That's not much, but Domaine Leroy has some Pinot vines in Meursault.
Kenny, if your internet catches, or I don't know, just go ahead and chime in at any time, because I had you on and you froze for a second there. So, Gustavo, did that answer your question? Do you have any better pairing ideas for Primitivo now?
No. Now that it is a great fact that in Italy, like Luca said, that it is considered like an aperitif wine. So that's good to know, because here, as you know, Puerto Rico is part of the United States. We see Zinfandel as of course, not a Cabernet Sauvignon or wine, or a Syrah or something like that, but it is something that is considered an important, quite a grape among the rest of the red grapes. So in that sense, it's good to know. And also, it's like I said at the beginning, so Zinfandels from the United States, usually they're like 15%, 16% of alcohol. Unlike this Primitivo from Italy, it is 13%. So it makes perfect sense after I tasted it. That it is like an aperitif wine. So thanks for the info, because it gives me quite a scope of the Primitivo wine, and how it's regarded in Europe.
Primitivo is a weird thing because we export a lot of it, like like so much, and I hate the huge thick and heavy bottles that they bottle it, and makes me so angry. Like you have like a €5 wine, and a bottle probably costs €2.50, and I'm so mad at them. Yeah, but also when you go in Puglia, one guy who's into wine, and it's actually from Puglia, said to me like, to us white wine is rosado. So because they make white wine from Dero di Troia and everything. So even the white wine they drink is pretty big in body and everything, but the ones we export are, they have like always some reduced sugar, always have like some like appassimento, which can be good. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's like pretty much focusing on a demographic. I like wine, but I really like sweet wine.
Yeah, there's a place
there's a place for it. Like, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah,
but
if somebody's drinking, like I was interested in Ken, because Ken's new on, kind of new to this group. If you're drinking Napa, are you ever going to Primitivo, something like a Primitivo ever?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what I'm pulling out to serve for my birthday or like that. But yeah, absolutely, I would drink. Absolutely, I love Italian wines, and I'm lately I've been into the Chiantis. That's just my preference lately.
Oh, now you're speaking my language. Chianti Classico all day for me. Now you're speaking my language.
Yeah. I mean, if I would drink, I would drink normal Italian wines, but this is if it was my wife and I, we would be doing that a lot. We just had a big plate of pasta. She's Italian, 100% Italian. So yeah, that's what I do all day long. That's my jam.
I'll tell you, and I think our Italian friends will like this too, and people that drink, or even Chris that likes Italian wine. I was just in Canada because one of the reasons I want to go is I do like the wines. The wines are great in Niagara. Some of them are just I'm not talking, they're outstanding, really, really great. But Canada has some big time wine personalities like John Savo, who's my friend who wrote the Volcanic Wines book. He was there, and his company, Wine Align, or not his company he's involved with, has another guy, pretty well known up there. But I've only known him on the internet. I've never spoken with him, and we got going on Sangiovese because he's a Sangiovese specialist. And I was like, "Oh, it's my favorite red grape." He looked at me, he's like, "I like you already." Chris, how's the Ribera del Duero coming along?
So good. Like
it looks dense as hell. What's the alcohol on that?
14.5.
Okay, it's a big wine. Yeah, is it?
Because it's.
I haven't had
Del
Pesquera
Toro where they have like huge diurnal shifts.
Yeah, I haven't had Pesquera in a long time. Is that oaky? Is it oaky or is it just done pretty well?
It's done pretty well. I wouldn't say it's like, it's just a big wine that's like, I would say it's more fruit driven right now because it's 20. Because it's 2021, so yeah, probably by now it's just like.
Yeah. Let's we're going to go from big to finesse. Alex, how is the Spätburgunder coming along? Is it falling apart or getting better?
I'm totally, captivated. This is really the magic in wine. You see, you have this super light color, like transparent.
Yeah.
And the taste is so concentrated. And I bet all my money in a blind tasting with like Village level or some Premier Cru level from the Burgundy. If you put this in, they will, I think most of them, they will say, hey, this is the banger. This is really.
Wow.
And
for
this price, it's really great.
I've tasted some. I don't know that producer super well. I think I've only tasted the basic Spätburgunder, but man, guys like First, some guys in Baden, like some of those Spätburgunders are unbelievable wines. I wish I could drink. I wish I had access to them more. I'm also I'll go be back in Germany late in August, and there's this group called I don't know in German, so Alex, so I can't pronounce it in German, but the Young False producers, and I went to a tasting of there's like 10 of them, and these guys were crafting amazing Spätburgunders. I was like, how much is this? And like €9. I was like, what? You gotta be kidding me.
Like also from the this is like this, like in many vineyard is like this, like in a Turle also the children they take over slowly, and every young generation they try to invent something new, not only follow the steps from the parents, and they have like one basic wine, and they also have like the Turle introduced like a green line. I think it's also 8.5 or new euro only, and it's really great, and it's really unique style, and it's really that develops. It's not only they have the same stuff, but
I've got a great question for the panel here. This is. So I'll start with, what are not the best. I hate the word best when we talk about wine. The most memorable birthday. We're all wine geeks here. The most memorable birthday wines that we've been given, drank, like on our birthday. And I'll give you a second. I'll share, and then you guys, and I'll let you guys kind of think about that for a second. I'm gonna go back. I think for me, and it wasn't the most special wine in the world, but a couple years ago I was renting a place. Actually, not renting. I was staying at a place through Trusted House Sitter. And Alex, you're like this in the Rheinhessen, because I wanted to learn about Riesling, and I found somebody that wanted me to watch their cat with my ex-girlfriend at the time. So I had this whole country house for 2 months watching a cat while I visited German producers, like 3 of them every single day. And first, there's the selection is great, and we found some old vintages, a little mini vertical of Old Bataille from Bordeaux. I think it was like I think I bought a 14, a 15, a 16 for little money, very little money. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you get to do a nice little vertical of high quality Bordeaux for your birthday, and it wasn't like the best. in a small farmhouse in Germany. I also later could have some sweet Riesling for dessert. Have this little vertical of Bordeaux, and it was just this little country farmhouse. And to me, that's that's what wine's all about. It was with my girlfriend, who was my girlfriend at the time, so it was just that's what wine's about. Like sharing moments. Doesn't have to be the most spectacular wine in the world. Anybody else? I've got memorable birthday wines that they've really had. Let's go down the panel here. Luca, anything?
I actually have it here. It was
Okay.
not for my birthday. It was for my mom's birthday.
Okay, we could go relatives or family members too. Whatever has a good story.
It's the most I ever spent on a bottle.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa! You bought
It
that for
was-
your mom?
Yeah, it was her 60th, on April. So I was like, let me treat her a bit well. And
Does she like wine?
I'm getting into her.
Oh, but I mean, that's. I mean, I
You know,
guess it is.
I'm
It
like
is a,
she
it is a
she loves
cojita.
football, like,
It is a cojita. So
no, yeah, so cojita. And this was, there's still a bit outside the fridge, and every once in a while when I come back here at my parents' home, we have like a little sip, and still amazing. Like,
did you? So did you buy that that was this year, right?
Yeah, this was actually bottled in 2024.
No, you want me to tell you the story behind this? I do Mundus Vinny twice a year, and since they have good relationship, I was in the fortified panel, and Kopke submitted that exact. I tasted that wine. We gave it a
Really?
grand
That's
gold medal.
crazy.
They submitted it into my panel. This was in February, and we were looking, and some of us were, know Portuguese wines well, and they're like, the only people that are re-releasing this is Kopke. This has got to be a Kopke, and it was a Kopke Cojita from 1965. So I've tasted that wine, and I have to say it is phenomenal. It is really good.
It's very good. Like, it's so fresh still, and toasty, nutty, just great bottle.
How much did you pay for that in Europe?
I got it at auction. From a retailer, I saw it was like 300 euros, but at auction I paid like 150
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
So
Ken.
it's still pretty expensive. There's like 4 wines that can last that long. So
Yeah, those things they're indestructible. Any memorable birthday wines? You family member? What are some of the more memorable birthday wines?
Yeah, great question. Like I said, I like to always have a birthday with a theme. And 2 years ago was Italian wine, and I basically chose. I had a 13 Scala, and for me, she made homemade pasta and everything. It was just about 6 of us together, and it was just. I really liked it. It was just fantastic because I also like the way the Italians do the Cabernets, and. It was just, for me, it was nice. It was very nice. And that was a great year for me also, but business wise. So that 13 was great.
That's what wine's about, right? The time capsule moment. You were in Italy drinking that, right? Is it?
No, I was actually in North Carolina, and I picked that up when I was over there, and that's where we came over here. But I had friends over here in the United States when I was doing that. But yeah.
This is what gets me psyched about these kind of stories of wine. Marco, about fame? I'm sure you've got a big Rolodex of memories. Birthday wine for you, friends, family, anything that stands out that's memorable?
Well, the thing is, like, my wife doesn't drink a lot of wine, so we really don't celebrate a lot of birthday with special bottles, just because it would be a bit. But I remember, for example, last birthday, it was in May, and I couldn't join the call because it was my birthday night. We had like a special. We were in Sardinia, so we had a bottle of Malvasia di Bosa.
Oh, which one? From who? From
what's the name? Giovanni Colombo.
The man. Oh,
yeah, Colombo. Yeah. So she likes. It's the only wine that she likes, like sweet wines, the Sauternes, last week I tasted like an Italian botrytized wine, the Calcaia from Barberani, fantastic. But and she said that's her favorite. But until then, the Malvasia from Sardinia was the best, unique, rare. So not very expensive, but very unique.
And
So
for people,
these
for
are the
people,
wines that tell a
for people
story.
that don't know or the panel, he was actually he's passed away now. His wife's in charge. He was on the film Mondovino when he talks about
Yeah.
Sardinia. He had the beret on. I visited the producer before, and when they opened some older vintages, I cried. They are just move, and you got to like wines under the floor, but those are moving wines. Those are and Mark probably they're like what, 40 euro. I mean, it's not cheap, but they're not like 40 euros or something.
Especially if you are in Sardinia, if you buy it there locally, they are normal price like 40-50 euro bottle, but they are like they're small bottles, but they tell a story, and that's
Incredible.
that was a good one, and it's the last one. I don't have a very good memory, but the last one I remembered.
I have friends. I used to go to Sardinia twice a year, but I haven't been in a couple years. But I'm actually gonna. Next time I go back, I'm gonna buy a few bottles. Gustavo, that's a great story, Mark. But I like stories like that because a lot of times our wives or spouses don't drink, so you got to get them to, you got to get them in the door somehow. Gustavo, any memorable?
Yes, like my mother. She on a birthday of mine. She gave me a Dry Creek Sonoma Cabernet Sauvignon,
Oh,
and she doesn't drink. So, but for me, it was special because she hit it right on the spot. I love Dry Creek wines,
mhm.
and that was special for me. That is birthday wise. Christmas wise, I got a Vega Sicilia Único,
Mm.
so that was pretty special. uh, but that was Christmas. But on my birthday, since it was my mother, that she doesn't drink, and she went out of her way to know what I really liked, and she gave me that wine. That was pretty special. So for a birthday, that would be my answer.
No, what you and Marco just shared to me touches my, the fact she doesn't drink. She had to do a little research, you
Mm.
know, and that those are special moments. That to go out
Mm.
your way to not buy something from the supermarket cheap, it's not the most expensive wine in the world, but it's good wine, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's a heck of a story too. Not good, mom.
Yes, it is.
Chris, any memorable birthday wines that you shared with friends or loved ones or yourself?
Hmm. I don't have one I remember myself, but like, um, hmm.
Think about that. I'm going to go down to Alex. Give yourself some thought. I want to put you on the spot, Alex.
For my personal birthday, unfortunately not, because I have in the end of January. So, and my best friends and the wine lovers, they live abroad. So usually see at Christmas time or the summertime. But I saved that moment. In a couple of years, I'm 50 turn, and then
You're
I
50?
in
You
3
got
years. In
You
3
got
years,
to be kidding. How come you have no gray hair? What the heck?
German wine. I know. I don't know. So, so ask me in 3 years again, and then I will have good memorable wine.
Let's go. I want to see. I want to see as we kind of wind. I want to see how the impressions of everybody's wine. So we're gonna go down. Luca, you still got the Barolo, or is it completely gone? Are you not? Are you not deriving pleasure out of it, or is it okay? Oh, you're muted, so you got to unmute yourself. You get
Okay,
your
sorry.
yeah.
No, it's not a bad wine, like by any means. It's a very good wine. Just like it's scratching being a great wine. It's very enjoyable. Like aroma is a bit falling out, but the texture on the palate is very good. Still a lot of tannin. Like you get this very big warm sensation on the front palate, and then there's length. Actually, there's fruit on the finish that you don't get like in the aroma as much. The tannin is still there, still very very powerful. Definitely not the right. How do you say? This we have better like dinner wine that like a chatting and drinking it. So like, I still have water because otherwise I can't be drinking as much with these tannins.
Yeah, that's the thing about Barolo. You got to have it with food. It's not something you're sipping on late at night.
Yeah, but it's very enjoyable. Maybe it was better like 10 years ago. I say that like 10 years ago, maybe it would be a very good wine, like maybe great wine. Right now, it's not. It's a bit too muted. Still, very enjoyable, very drinkable. We're bringing this to a friend that doesn't know much about wine. We're like, oh my god, so old, it's still good. But it's like a bottle I will open just to impress someone, not to impress myself. I don't know about that.
That's good. Marco, what about the sharp? And Marco, I got to give you credit. Kenny just messaged. It was $200 for that Loire. So you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
You said 200 euros.
Mhm.
What,
Fortunately, yeah.
unfortunately for Birgit, yes. How is the Charvin coming along?
It's I mean, I'm not having dinner, so it's a wine that you want some food with. But even I like to smell the empty glass. It gives you like the real core of the wine, and you still smell a lot of the black cherries. It's not that gamey as I expected. And normally you have more leather, more tertiary stuff. This is pretty young, but still is very, very clean, very nice, and it's a wine that. Châteauneuf is not for beginners.
Yeah.
Good Châteauneuf, but this one is a good. It's a wine that I think everyone would enjoy. It's still 15 degrees, but you don't feel it, and so thanks for the recommendation. But I think the idea is that I opened this bottle just because I like the idea that actually when you recommend something, people actually act on it. They don't just oh yeah, nice recommendation. I wish. I work in marketing, so I pay influencers to promote my products, and influencer is not a dirty word. It's not a bad word. It's a great word. Influencer
For people that are paying, it's a great when people in the wine business say, "I wish it just worked all the time." I know what you're saying. It's not a dirty word.
Yes, I wish, and that's my toast for you, that every wine you recommend really brings a visible uplift for the winery, so that they really feel like the importance of having someone like you to talk about their wines. I think it would be a fantastic fantastic for the industry if you and your colleagues, influencers on YouTube and other channels, really see, they really feel like the impact of your work, and the companies, the wineries, really see the direct results. As I was joking, like imagine everyone of your 25,000 viewers buys a case, then definitely they will call you the next morning, right? But that's my toast. Like, imagine that people really buy what they see, what they hear about, what they talk about. Then it would be I think it would be important, and it's the best that I can.
Wow, that's really quite heartfelt. Oh, it's really quite heartfelt. I do appreciate. I really, really seriously appreciate that. It's I enjoyed these live tastings, and that means a lot to me. Actually, I'm actually getting a little bit welled up inside. Thank you, Marco. That was really, really, really kind. Actually, I'm gonna go to really. I gotta take a second here to recalibrate myself, especially because I was driving. I was speeding down the road trying to get there because I'm so dedicated to this car. I was so mad when I was backed up on the U.S. border. I was like Jesus, but and I couldn't and I was still on time, but like it was one of the best producers in Canada. And I was like, he was begging me to come, and I was like, okay, I'll come. I kept saying, I gotta leave. I wanted to give him enough time. He's like, one more wine. But also to see that kind, like, I can't say no, like Mark, you're talking, these guys, these small producers, that like the hard work. He's also Ukrainian in origin. He's Canadian, but Ukrainian. We bonded because I'm going to Ukraine in October to judge, and forget these wines that we're all passionate about. There's somebody behind it, and somebody's trying to make a living out of this.
It's a hard business.
No, it's a hard. My dad's a farmer, retired now. I had years where We didn't eat very much. Not later in life because the business developed. But I know how hard it is. Ken,
Yes.
how's the last? Let's talk about your wine. How's it coming along towards the end here?
It's going great. I was kind of like on the fence, and that's why I opened it up, just because I want to share it. I like it's low acidic. It's basically it's on a bolder side, but it's young. That's fine. But overall, I'm very happy with it, and it's great. I do want to say what little teeing off of what Marco said. I've been following you for about 9+ months, and I took the opportunity to finally sign up and do this. And this is a birthday gift to myself to be here on the phone, with you guys. And this is great. And even though it's in a couple of weeks, I feel like it's birthday time today for me, sharing this time with everybody on the call. And this is what it's all about, wine. It's very personal, but it's always family, no matter where we are in the country or in the world. I have about 13 people who I touch base with on a regular basis around the world. And this is what we do. We always have something in common. It's about food, and it's about family, and also about wines.
Well, we're happy to have you. Because you're obviously well spoken. Sounds like you drink some great stuff too. So that's cool. Let's go to Chris and then Alex. How was your wine? Because your second, you had to open a second bottle. It's funny. I wasn't happy with the first bottle, so I opened the second one. How was the Pasquera coming along?
Like
just in general, kind of some of your final thoughts on the wine, because it's been sitting.
It's going amazing.
So you're gonna drink the bottle tonight.
Probably. Yeah. I mean, it's a wine I bought multiple times, because I like it that much. Yeah.
That's the ultimate compliment. I will put you. That's the ultimate compliment. Producers, a lot of producers. We talk. People share with me in the industry. People like us geeks that are promiscuous drinkers that are not repeat customers because we're trying everything. That's the ultimate compliment when you're coming back and buying something repeatedly. Alex, go ahead, Chris. Sorry to cut you off. Go
people
ahead.
always don't drink the same one, but I'm sure we all have wines we buy again because they're either we know the producer, we like it, or it's just a good wine. Yeah.
You're so right. Alex, what kind of the as you wind down your Pinot Noir, what you thinking about that bad boy?
Yeah, I'm really glad to pick it up because I remember the moment I opened 2019 and I was really blew away, and I want to try to get this feeling with you guys together here. And so I'm crossing my fingers, and it was like that. And this was the last sip, and the next I don't know, maybe I'm waiting for some friends or something to try that, and I'm really looking forward to open a second bottle in a couple of years, and then to try it after it aged, because the producer also say never open my wines young, wait at least 6 years.
It's hard for
yeah. And for some people who like to know, this is the 2020 vintage, and then in the VDP you find the age of bottling, and this is 22 months in the barrel, I think 15% in new French oak, and so from the bottle time you need to add the 6 years to really enjoy what the producer think how this wine need to be drinked. Yeah.
So in August the 17th, we're gonna have to do the 17th because this I want to make sure we do August. Man, I'm literally traveling September, October, November, even December, all three out of the 4 weeks every month. So we're gonna figure out time. But August is the 17th, and the cool thing is, I think on the 18th or 19th, I leave for Georgia to judge at a wine and film festival, and I actually submitted the last Georgian video I did under new media in the film festival. So we'll see how that comes along. But it's August. It's hot. What are we gonna do? We doing something fun and cheerful? We doing sparkling? What? I'm always open to you guys' suggestions. What kind of stuff? Go ahead. Anybody can speak up.
Yeah, sparkling. How about something like that? I mean, I know.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm down. Maybe like what do you say? Sparkling, but not champagne. Just
Okay, I like
Yeah,
that
alternative.
idea.
Yeah, I like that.
to do something else, you know.
No, I think that's a great idea. Any sparkling other than champagne. See if we can bring. I was just in Niagara, which the sparkling wine production is very good there, and value for money is good. But we were always talking like everybody wants to say there's champagne, but champagne is quite different than everybody else. They have the reserves and, and then the
It's not
history.
fair.
Yeah. It's not.
But traditional
Yes.
method only, or
No, do we want to do? Can we do pet nat? We can do anything. I think it's more
No.
interesting to have anything. Pet nats, even tank method. I've had some great tank
Even
method
CO2.
sparklers. Yeah, could be anything.
So
Maybe somebody goes extreme and buys one in a can and shows that. I don't know.
Actually, I do know.
Yeah, bring it then. Let's do that. We'll do sparkling. Any method other than champagne. That's what we'll do. It's on the 17th.
Maybe I'm looking for a pencil Lambrusco if I can.
Yeah,
find
no, I am all about that. I am all about
I'm also about
I
that.
have a method traditional Lambrusco over here, actually, right over to the right of my desk. So maybe that'll be something. Okay, let's do that. Thank you guys for being so patient. I was so stressed out trying to cross the border. They opened my trunk because that's what they do at the U.S. border. They picked up my basketball shoes and had to look at them for 10 minutes. I was like, guys, my basketball shoes. Can I just go?
I'm so proud of being European right now.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It means a lot to me. You guys were great. And yeah, we'll do sparkling other than champagne. And then that would be special for me because after that I head to Georgia and hopefully I place in my in the film festival. Probably not. I'm not expecting. I'm not a professional filmmaker, but I did submit under new media. So thank you guys so much and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
This one. See ya.